T1 is just going to do the same thing if you let them, right? Like, clearly, they're going to play towards bot winning.
Yeah.
They're going to keep blinding Aatrox, they're going to keep doing all these things that have been working so well for them. And LNG have got to adjust, have got to show us that they have a different style that they can bring out. Whether they're just going to be playing for a bot 2v2 that's winning, they're going to get up the rel, so that is one change, or whether they're just going to be bringing target more heavily down towards the bot lane to try to disrupt that 2v2. I feel like, yes, there have been errors and issues in all lanes, but T1 is controlling through 2v2, and it's been all about bot mostly to me.
This master plan from T1 is really interesting because I feel like the side pick worked really well. Yeah, you're 100% walking into the Ori here. We'll see if T1 wants to go with what a lot of LCK teams have been trying to do, which is the hard counter pick. The alternative, obviously, is the Azir, even though I feel like over the course of the tournament, it hasn't actually been that successful as a counter pick.
Exactly. Yeah, we just haven't seen people be able to effectively get up on the Orion and actually sweep them back in, which is pretty much the entire idea behind it, but T1 could go towards Dolly. We'll see.
It is a safe pick, most certainly. T1 have the luxury of being up 2 games, so can experiment a bit here.
And I will say, when we were watching a lot of the LCK playoffs the other time, it did feel like this was one of Faker's picks where he just looked so much better on. Because in the LCK, there was so much jungle attention thrown towards Faker against T1 from all kinds of different teams. And this is one of those picks where he can not only perform in the team fights, but he's able to stay safe in lane, get pushed. So it is absolutely a comfort pick for Faker. I don't think it's as iconically his pick as it is Scout's, but this is absolutely comfort for Faker.
Cool. Yeah, this is a 1-2 combo that LCK teams have really gravitated very heavily towards because of the wall poppy slam that you can get with the Azir. And it's also Owner was one of our best poppies, was the one who, if I remember correctly, started popularizing it within the LCK way back, and used to be the champion that was basically perma-banned against him.
And I think it's also one of those things that really limits some other picks from being, kind of gravitating towards. When you think about what Zika's been playing, well, all top laners in the meta basically have a dash. When you think about what Hong has been playing, all these engaged supports, well, they're kind of shut down by it as well. So I want to see what the changes are going to be. This one will be locked in. And again, it leads me to believe they're playing heavily towards top side. I think you're just playing Jax here is kind of what I'm expecting. Jax are Renekton, play heavily towards top if you're going to be locking in that early stage. So it is going to be the Renekton option, but I honestly love Zika's Jax throughout all the LPL, so I kind of would have liked him to go towards it.
I imagine T1 just slam the Aatrox steal again.
Yeah.
Right? Like, even into the really strong 2v2 that you're going to face, it feels to me like the crux of this game, of the series thus far, has not been who gets the top laner hat, it's been who's been better at playing towards bot. And I feel like the Aatrox has actually been very successful surviving that. The Renata, though, has been permanently banned, I think, by either team thus far. We'll get locked in blind here.
And I love seeing Renata now obviously a super high priority pick. They can now ban away anything they so choose to set up bot lane for success. They still have the luxury of counter pick for somewhere else on the map. Have to see where it's going to go. Poppy could also go in the top side if she so chooses, but they so choose.
And that is why we are seeing Caitlyn ban out these long-range champions. That is what Renata struggles to do. Renata is really successful into these melee comps, into these short-range comps that are forced to engage into you. You can answer this pick with long-range, with poke, but Long has not been playing that style. And when you look over at the engage available, and you see an Oriana, you kind of know that they want some sort of pairing with that Oriana that is going to get hard engage. So I feel like this is very much a read on the first 3 picks by Carrier, who's saying they have to find some sort of hard engage pairing that is going to really make this comp bad to play into the Renata.
And I'm wondering if it's going to be Aatrox ban, please, with the power of their 2v2 to let Zayas play it anyway. I also really like the Kai'Sa ban here. I think the biggest power of the biggest weakness of Kai'Sa has been specifically when the Senna is available with Renata already locked in. Can't really go for any of that, so denying Gala one of his best champions definitely. I love the Gnar ban though. Zayas is the best Gnar in the LCK bar none. T1 have like an incredible amount of experience playing around it.
And it's a really good negation pick. It's one of those picks that can stay safe that doesn't necessarily require you to play towards it as heavily, so I do think that makes sense. This is going to be the Varus once again though.
With the sheer amount of tanky players on the opposite side, I wonder if we do see a transition to one-hit Varus as an option with Bailout.
God and Darius, please, God.
LNG, yeah, can build for the competition, but hung outside of engage support, this is going to be a tough task. Milio is fantastic, can outclass Renata, but this is going to be a tricky one to navigate.
I just don't really love their draft that much, I'm going to be honest. I do feel like LNG has kind of painted themselves into a corner a little bit. They have no ability to really be on the front foot. Like, yeah, you can kind of fish with the 20 ults, but it's pretty tough. I think you get an early kills. There's going to be some cleanses and things like that that are going to keep you relatively safe from it. The engage options are really, really poor. I do think for LNG. For LNG, I think the early game is going to become so incredibly important. They're going to have to be able to kind of absorb these engages, utilize the Breath of Life here with Milio to try to cleanse out, AoE cleanse out the CC that's going to be coming with the hostile takeover. That's kind of going to be the job here of Long. And they're going to have to hope that they keep Scala safe, keep Scout safe, and create that space for them to take over a 5v5, but I feel like T1, especially with this Jace coming through, can play through sides, can be able to answer, can be able to poke, and I feel like they've got a lot more tools in their kit.
Yeah, because LNG outside of the Orion is playing, and even that isn't going to be that good if you don't control the area already. A short-range composition into Poppy, Azir, and Renata, right? And I do also think with the limited engage, the only reliable tool you have is a Sejuani, because the Milio is only going to serve a counter engage. It is going to become so hard to play this game if you lose control early on. And when I look at the level of aggression and I'm expecting to come out from T1 when they play these Jace, Renata, and various compositions, I'd be very worried for LNG.
I am too, and I think we're going to see early Merc tracks on the side of T1 when there is not only just Sejuani, but there's also AP in the mid lane, there's a Renekton in the top lane. I think we're going to see Merc tracks. I think we're going to see Blast and maybe even early kills from Carrier, and then the game is going to get ridiculously hard for LNG. So Tarzan, I think he needs to get active early, he needs to get active often, see if he can pair up with Zika, who is playing press the attack on this Renekton, so it's really all about the early game, it feels like. If they could slam home an advantage up on the top side against Zeus, they can maybe use that to take objectives, maybe use that to snowball the game.
And in the first two games, T1 choked out LNG, and LNG finally break the ball, and find their footing in this game 3. This do or die for the LPL third seed. Tarzan putting them in this series, see if he can demoralize Sejuani in the early game. Obviously, with the entire crowd behind them. The last representative of the LCK here, Worlds 2023. LPL fans got a cushy life right now. They already got 3 through, hoping to find the 4th, but it's going to take a miraculous turnaround to go through the series.
Got 3, don't get greedy.
Yeah. Anyway, if you think that's a laughable concept, connect your League of Legends account with Prime Gaming. Grab the exclusive W, you know. You can tackle along with the rest of us.
That sounded like the most hello fellow kids. Hello fellow kids. Hey kids, if you'd like to keck along with the rest of us.
I'm in my 30s, couldn't you tell? Anyway,
I don't really have a response to this, guys. I'm very sorry.
Okay, it's fine.
I think it's a fun mode. That's the extent of my opinion.
I think making fun of the emo was making fun of Dracos.
It's important to know. Great emo.
I'm gonna go get emo.
I feel like I have to jump to the defense of Dracos.
Yeah.
Oh, it's true.
We are the ones we love, as they say. You know?
Hardcore's on positivity. He's showing his touch over dog every time we make self-talk.
Yeah, don't do it.
Okay, I won't. Hopefully LNG aren't doing any negative self-talk either. Gotta stay focused. Bot lane again has been a huge weak point, a lot because T1 consistently had the counter pick on the bottom side of the map. Not to individual player mistakes, but more just because they haven't really had agency in the first 2 games. Game 3 is going to be a bit of a different story.
And Carrier's kind of unleashed. I mean, if he can play whatever his heart desires, just play for these winning 2v2s, and that's working for T1, then they are such a frightening team. Because we talked about it a lot, but this guy is so versatile. When he really was at his peak, it's kind of Carrier just going crazy. He was trying all kinds of different supports. He was trying all kinds of different styles. And that is where he is so incredibly hard to beat, because he's so mechanically proficient. He's so flexible as a player, and he really knows how to get the maximum advantage out of these lanes.
Yeah, during the AD carry support meta within the LCK, it was just like you were playing down the ban against T1. There was just no option. She had to ban Ash every single time. Tarzan and Owen are going to meet.
Locked in face to face. Sustained damage. Neither side has that much, but right now a lot of damage coming in for Tarzan. Owen now is going to zoom his way out to safety. That's the phase rush blocking. Buckler coming in. Both sides swinging up with the big old goal here. Flash it. Owner living up to his name.
Owner plays it out perfectly, gets the aggro back on the target, and he's going to get the blue as well. As Tarzan retreats back, he gets too close to the wall. Owner sees the opportunity, and now he's going to try to cut off Scout here potentially. Scout senses it and does walk the long way, but what a way to assert dominance in a match point game here. Tarzan having a rough series. Owner gets right in his face. and leaves no question about who the better jungler is today.
And this is coming from the guy that was the big underperformer on this roster.
Azayas?
A lot of damage, picking out more flash on safety. Zaya's holding on for now. Hex Flash coming in, popping in, trying to save the day. Buckler goes in, a little bit of a flow going through. Zaya needs to be careful here, can't walk too far forward. But Owner just continuing to harass the E. Flashed away from Owner everywhere he needs to be.
And now it's a disaster. The lane is... I don't know if this is going to get a second, but the lane is pushing into Zayas. Tarzan doesn't have flash. We'll be able to, at the very least, clear his own jungle, but it's going to be substantially behind here, right from the get-go. And T1 finds yet another early game lead.
You double flashed and you didn't even get the Jace's flash. That is... I cannot overstate how bad that is for the Renekton's late stage. You're down 0-2, you just got solo killed in your jungle, then you both committed flash toss to get absolutely nothing into a bad wave state, and now Zayas is just going to play crazy aggressive here, knowing he has that flash advantage. Zika is in a world of hurt, then you look down to bot lane, surely it's going well there. Well, bad news, you're getting pushed in, you're about to lose a play here to Keria and Guma, who have been playing incredible all series long.
Your only strong point on the map was Scout in the mid lane, but that's going to collapse if both bot and top have priority, giving up so much room for Owner to go wherever he wants to invade the jungle to contest these teams. And the fact that the early game is already falling apart in a match point situation for LNG again, it just feels like we've seen this game before. We know what comes next.
And it's going to be up to Scout in this one, I think. Tarzan's going to have to farm his way back in the game, and the initial burst of Sejuani early on with Permafrost and the power over W and Aftershock is insane. But once your cooldowns are used and you don't have that available, and especially if the puppet can find an angle into the wall, you're not going to be able to withstand the initial burst.
Absolutely, and I just think Owner plays it out so incredibly well. Drops the hammer on him. Oh, dang. But damn, that was just so clean. I mean, you get the Aggron, use the buckler, now they're going to go aggressive bot side.
Side Owner trying to roll a little space on that no man. Gallo finds the initial route, the follow-up, good damage coming through from Gallo. Potential, an opportunity to turn, but Owner's taking right on top of him. Phase rush now proc. Owner just going to zoom his little butt out to safety. Be fine for now. LNG holding on in the 3v3, getting pressure here as well. Positive sign for their bottom, but Owner might look to respond.
Oh, no Hex Flash coming through just yet. And Gala and Hung both with flashes available. Not going to want to risk.
Here comes the shockwave. Scout has 6 advantage, but he immediately is unable to find purchase with it.
Well, Scout knew as soon as Faker dodges that, he has to retreat, because Faker is about to hit 6, and if he stays up trading there, he's going to get scooped back, and he's likely going to be dead. So T1 is going to use the mid-prio, come down towards the Dragon. It's still a big CS advantage for Scout. We haven't really gotten to watch that, but Scout doing a really good job, by far his best performance in the 1v1 throughout the series.
And this is the man that was the MVP, right, of Summer, was able to carry this team, I think, when the rest of the players weren't able to keep it together. Scout always is their biggest lead with a just purely gained in the 1v1 advantage, but with the Orianna pick that we've seen, can scale insanely well, but not necessarily have the biggest impact of 50 service in the KT series as well. Is that lead going to be enough with how aggressive T1 is playing this early game?
And especially without a great ball delivery system. There's no easy pairing. He doesn't have the Rakan, he doesn't have the Wukong, he doesn't have that guaranteed go button that is going to place that ball forward in a fight onto the backline. And that's really what you want. You want that access onto Guma, onto Faker. And I think that is going to be the difficulty for him in this game. It's again, I feel like a broken record in a lot of these games. It's a bit about the engages here for LNG. They're going to have to come from multiple angles because they don't have any consistent engage. And it's going to be really tough when you're dependent almost entirely on Sejuani to start up those fights. At this level, people are so good at dodging out.
Yes, it's a little bit more reliable and immediate than the Maokai, perhaps outside the Maokai Flash W, so perhaps LNG can get more done with it, but if you feel like a broken record, it's because, again, we've seen similar patterns in all 3 games, where ultimately, even if individuals were laying well, even if Zika was laying well, it didn't matter. They have still found so many advantages in the team fight. Scout, even if he's laying well, if he can't press his advantage, if he can't use his advantage, then it does not matter in the face of T1.
The one big difference, though, with this series compared to the previous ones, is that Gala isn't being set behind early. He has actually been able to remain in a good position. The early gank being thwarted by Tarzan showing up when no one was there as well actually ends up being big, and I think T1 was still able to stack a lot of the objectives, but it does mean, at the very least, that LNG should have a better opportunity once we get to the mid-game to utilize the power of early carry.
And it is showcasing the power of Emilio, right? In that 2v2, obviously a lot stronger than the Blitz or the Rakan. and it's going to allow Gala to be way more aggressive, right? You get the additional range with the W, you have the safety and move speed from the E, and you have that cleanse that is so valuable that is going to be there with the LP to be able to answer what carry is going to do. It's also allowed Gala to play Ghost when generally against Renata, he always has to play Ghost.
Tarzan looking down here on the bottom side. Good initial damage. Nice pull back on the shockwave. Guma's still standing for now. The Nero will find the time to get one. Come back. Tarzan still standing. And I think Guma will fall. Find an angle on the bottom side. Here comes the hostile takeover. Knocking two with the power. It does not fire back. Or does not be able to fall down. He was able to find out. Now trying to get a save. T1 needs to get killed back. In return, Gala goes up. Gala goes down. For now, he is still standing.
What a dive from LNG, able to pull it off and get out. You thought they were screwed. We're going to have potentially a fight here on top side. When Carey found that angle for the hostile takeover, I thought it was over for LNG on that bottom side. Faker came in, but they couldn't quite finish off the kills. And Gala makes the marathon play, running out to safety.
And really big here is Carey at the onset of this play isn't actually 6. So they're able to 100-0 Guma. Tarzan is crucially able to deny the bailout. And because Faker, when he goes in for the shuffle, doesn't actually have any backup damage, there isn't enough, right? He doesn't have the item check, he doesn't have the burst. And with the heal, Hunt and Gala are able to pass towards the top side. And Dutch Owner, who even with the flash doesn't get the wall knock into Gala.
Doesn't get the wall knock, and critically his Q missed, and that's why he really ran out of damage here. You can see, blocking that little heal on the auto there from Gala, gives him the speed up with the fleet footwork, being able to kite it out, and then the dissonance from Scout gives the additional move speed to really be able to get out there. So frustrating for T1. And it's a very slight lead, but it is that spark of hope, as you said, Draco, for LNG for what feels like the first time.
Oh, and might have another return play for Tarzan! Repeat, finding the lineup, finding the angle, into David coming through Great Valley, I think it's a route as well. If they can find the mark, but nice counter punch coming in from Guma, using the all stop the play, and the track out, continuing to step up. Desperate to get a little bit more here, but has to be careful. The mark now coming through far, it's good.
This is nice! Oh my god!
It's a 2v3, but T1 are on fire today. Guma and Carey crushing Gorilla and all.
Oh my god!
They had some hope. They take it right back away.
We haven't discussed it yet, but Guma usually playing on hit, like it's not the felony Varus. He's playing on hits. He's playing just normal 80 Varus. So these longer fights are so much stronger. They're still fighting.
Runner trying to make his way out to safety. No dash available. Steadfast presence won't do much. Zooming in, Scoop goes a little bit wide. Knock back, ready to go. Just takes the counter punch, comes. Gage looking nice. He wants to set their sights on the Drake. A play back and forth.
They push him out. Sure, Tarzan gonna get away, but T1 will take the objective right off the back of it. Long going around, Tarzan is sniffing, but
nice.
too little, it's gonna be too late, so it's about the fight, it's about anything.
Oh no, oh no!
Sick on the backside, hostile takeover is clean. Again, there's no cleanse available for Gala. Stop the play for now. Sick trying to find one owner, surely. Good fall here. Still standing as the bailout, but he will eventually die. LNG get the kill.
That is a big investment though. Yes, they get the kill, but they lose the dragon. And Zayas is gonna have this free with the topside turret. T1 is still looking for a play.
Zeus, hello Zeus! Help, Zeus!
Back up 3 seconds on the wave. There's no chase. Non-Saudi Bears cannot one-shot the wave. Look at that stage. Faker's on his way. All T available for Tarzan in just a couple of seconds here. Counting down, ticking away.
Yeah, they can't do it.
Faker gonna try to cover early on. Try to make it up.
Nice.
Kill! LNG waiting for a bit too long. Now they're second to burst. And here comes Faker. Tarzan. Getting started by the
Oh!
do it. The Emperor of Sarima. Finds the double. The double for the king of the LCK. Gets down to the ball lane. And Faker feels like he is on fire in this series. Showing huge for T1, but LNG, they made it way too obvious. The dive was taking way too long. And look at the handshake and set it up.
Yeah, the big thing here is that you can sense the desperation from LNG. They desperately want to try and get a lead somewhere, but especially with Hex Gates, you need to know the timings. You have so much less time. The wave is so far, but even with them pulling, to get it to crash earlier, it's not enough.
I mean, they were down there, and they knew that their opponent saw that coming for, I would say, 30-plus seconds. There was a lot of time to respond to this play. You cannot be that slow against a team this good. You have to respect their ability to react. And T1 now, 2 dragons, 2,000 gold in the lead, and it's a hashtag soul that is on the table here. Plus, monstrously, as Zika has tried to come down the team now multiple times, while Zeus has been farming it up, farming plays, getting a CS advantage. He's now up over 40 CS, farmed multiple plays on the top side. That is a 13, nearly 1,400 gold lead for Zeus in the 1v1. That is going to be so hard for them to answer.
And the one lead that was still there for LNG was Scout, who has still maintained the CS lead, but because of the kills, I don't think Faker is going to be substantially behind in his item finishers. Doesn't have a mythic now, but...
Back, the landing to the crowd shot quick, now pulling it back in the tower. Faker keeping this going, trading all for an eye-back heal again. Scout, the most fed member of the team. Both sides will walk away with their lives.
T1 now looking like they want to play towards this Herald. They have mid-prio, they have the vision, and they're going to be starting it up here. There's just no way to contest. You look at the top lane itemization, it is not even close. Zeus monstrously strong, and Zika just still trying to scrape up the gold for his first item.
Doing what they can. Monkey can clear the vision. Gallo one item. He's doing alright, but he cannot face check in. Tarzan might step into the area to try to attempt to steal, but it's too little, it's too late. Again, T1 the one dictating the pace of the game just as it was in Game 1 and Game 2. They had to fight a little bit harder to get it this time around, but still they remain in control.
And this makes that third dragon that much harder because T1 is likely to save the Herald, drop it down mid lane prior to that third dragon coming up here. Owner will just push Tarzan off. They'll secure the top tier 1 so they don't even need to use the Herald. Just get a quick reset. Go down towards mid. Set up your vision through mid, down towards that dragon. Drop the Herald on spawn. Go towards that third dragon. And LNG has got to decide, with their year on the line, do we contest?
And a large part of it goes down back to the play that Owner made very early on. Because I think the strongest part in the early mid-game for LNG is specifically that Renekton and Sejuani Cole, they literally didn't get to use it at any point because Tarzan has been on the back foot right from the get-go, allowing Zeus to play basically an isolated 1v1 with Jace. He's always going to win.
Tarzan coming through, pushing to the sky, jump down, T1 just running the rails.
Dominance from T1. This one quickly getting out of hand. His owner going to be chasing down Tarzan. He's got to run. Scout pushing out that tier 1 bot, but
All goes a little bit wide, but the second half of the route of the interrupt will catch. Owner wants to keep this 1v1 going. Scout now retreating. Scout now coming in. Stun goes in. The pullback, nice. From Scout buying a bit more time. The setback. T1 with the base elimination. 3 back-to-back clean early games. They fight against LNG.
And the only saving grace there, Faker ends up going down. Even with the flash mid-time, they will end up giving over a kill to Scout, but T1, they're still going to take that play.
Right now, T1. Again, the story has been dominant in a way that I just don't think we expected. Even if you favor T1 in the series, I imagine you would think that it was close, but these kind of plays are T1 flexing.
And that really is the initial damage that Scout was able to absorb with his ground, right? And then the follow-up, the fact that Zeus doesn't actually get the flash shockwave, but even with that, and the fact that Faker goes down, I think that T1 is still going to be able to set up again. Has this happened every single game, like 3 trades? This is Tarzan! One night!
Here's out of the red Zeus. Gallo off the side, Root 2, follow on there, Root goes, by Nickel on the concentrating for now, moving to each other, LNG fighting its own turn, if you know the carry, let's go! The damage is not enough!
T1 are going to keep the chase going. Faker's going to take the head. T1 are going to find them. Look at mid. Mid, they're going to try to get both towers. They'll prevent the charge of the tier 1 by cutting it off. So they're going to push in that Herald and go for 2 towers off the play. And off of the delay there from T1, they get a kill. They take 2 towers. They're going to get charge mid as well.
And they go to the Hextech Drake! What all that going on as well? Soul Boy again! At 18 minutes with a Hextech Soul!
And most of these games have been about T1 being 1 step ahead. And now it feels like they're 3 steps ahead. They're getting 3 seconds for every one thing that LNG manages to fight for. And while it initially looked okay, a beautiful ultimate from Carrier stopped that play completely. Again, no plans on Gala. Took the Ghost one more ability to stay away from jamming against Live Poppy, but it is not paying off.
And I just want to... The gold league right now on top lane is almost 4,000. It's like 3,500 gold in favor of Zeus. So no one can match this Jace. So T1 can just keep pressing their advantage in the side lanes. And I guess also the reason why the top side play doesn't work. T1 are very aware of where everyone on LNG is at the map at any given point.
And we see these kind of compositions really struggle when you don't have a lot of engage options. There's just nothing you can do when you fall behind. And that is the position that LNG are now in. So they're going to have to get creative. They're going to have to find picks. They're going to have to find a miracle. But T1 have been so bulletproof in their advancement of the game.
Carry over, staying. Will get cut down. Enough life!
You can't even get the face-checking support. It just hurts so much for LNG. Nothing going their way.
LNG cannot get lucky, not even once. And again, now Desperation strikes the mid lane, trying to get something back. That's Gallows. Ghost gone. For LNG, every play now, every major move on the map of the game will be T1 will always take something from you in return. So if you cannot find purchases, you cannot find an effective fight or an angle to leverage the strength that Scout has, you could very well lose this game. And you can see Desperation setting in as they go for wilder and more aggressive plays, as more and more picks slip through their fingers. As Carrier walks away with 50 HP on that pick.
But this is the problem. Right now with LNG, you have a losing side lane. So what you want to do is try and force an advantageous 4v4. But how are you going to force? Right? You're playing into Paul. You're playing into Zia. You have no engage.
Goes in, and he goes right back out. Invasion on Poppy, 9 untouchable.
The crowd has been popped and T1 are starting to bear LNG.
Yung na-recto na sa
They're on
bot.
the line right here, right now. How do they get in?
Ay, Renekton!
And they get work. Target step forward, front line.
Mike,
Big pulls it back.
very
They're
good.
already gone. There's no fight left.
Nice!
Still,
Oh!
fight the knockabout Tuesday. There's the back line. They're just forced to back
Kaya?
away. But again, discipline is the story for T1. They got what they came for and they walk away.
T1 get everything. They get the TP off Zika, they get the bear, and they're pushing down that top lane, and they're going to be able to answer mid. Maybe you lose the tier 1, but look at Carrier setting up for on the takeover.
Shockwave there. I'll pick up a little bit of damage here. Maker off to the side. Owner backing away. Just the tier 1 and the objective bounty taken.
This is a 5 versus 4. Zeus is just pushing in the top side of the map. That's their most fast map. It's not even down.
And this is just dominance from T1. It's just continued to be more and more aggressive. They were a bit slow in some of the game, taking control steady, again, not getting over aggressive, but their lead is not insurmountable. They've got 3 drinks in a minute, they will have Soul, and LNG can stop them.
And it
1
really
minute
feels
pass.
like you poked the giant here. T1 have awakened in the quarterfinals. The last hope of the LCK, and it's looking like a damn good one.
This was a team that during summer, and obviously given the circumstances, was struggling to make plays, but even before that, and this I really want to highlight, even before Faker struggled with his injury, the team was already struggling. You could tell how much difficulty they suffered from the fact that NMSI, they got beaten very one-sidedly by BLG. They were the team that was supposed to get it done after Genji got knocked out. And it really feels like, again, when we get to Worlds, T1 are just not the same team.
Yeah, and it's something that Guma talked about in his interviews, you know, that time away, giving him the space to become the player that he wants to be, become greater, is now Baker breaking in the mid lane. Again, Tarzan gets for the pick, they might be able to find it here. Can they get Baker down? The pushback is still there. Baker trying to glide on Sticky. The root is there. The damage follow-up is not repairing. The flashes, the handshake on the scout. He will not take his mid laner.
Oh my god, Faker! How did you survive?
Remaining for LNG. This feels like checkmate from T1. An incredible series that they have played. LNG have looked helpless to answer any of the plays from T1.
And it's Hextech Soul with a on-hit Varus, a Zir with Nashers, and a monster fat Jace!
And Zeus, full confidence player. He needs to do that, but he does it anyway.
Zeus puts it to 6 feet under, and he's looking to seal the deal. Another solo kill for the 5-0-0 Jace.
Complete dominance. LNG no longer have the game in their hands. They are praying that T1 slip up, that T1 make a mistake, that T1 are overconfident. Zeus, maybe that was their opportunity on the bottom side. Zeus makes it work anyway with his massive gold advantage.
LNG are praying, but God is on T1. And it's Faker leading the team, showing up in this series huge. Outplaying Scout across both Game 1 and 2 in that lane. And really showcasing his class. And it has been permanent. This will be the 8th semifinals at Worlds that Faker would advance towards. Never has he been eliminated in the quarterfinals. And he clearly does not want to let that start today.
And that prestige and pedigree, when he can show up like this, when he hasn't been the center of the story for T1 for so much of the year, it's just a reminder of how world-class this player is.
And coming into today, I think it was a very real fair for
Ay, Dragon na. Tapos ma-steal pa ng...
for T1 as an organization, and particularly given how much they have struggled with consistency internationally when it comes to actually closing the deal, the added pressure of them possibly failing to have an LCK representative would have been the first time ever, right? That we have 4 representatives from the same region. But T1, it doesn't look like the pressure's getting him whatsoever.
Feels like a victory march down the mid lane. Inhibitor knocks down. Again, T1 taking their time, don't need to overcommit. They have the waves on their side, they have the soul on their side, the goal lead, every advantage they could want. They're ready to risk anything. It is slow, it is steady, it is controlled, it is massive damage. Gala firing back to the Inferno, it's generating a little bit of space, but Scout getting chunked down. They're going to get a wave, just tearing through the tower as Lifeguard shrink on the side, and LNG, excuse me, Hope dwindling. JDG on the minds of T1 will go ahead in the semifinals.
It just isn't missing. It's ridiculous. It's like 20 shot plots in a row that this guy has hit, and he's monster fed. And he is just having the power and get down to the wall. They fire so much damage down. Go, Sika.
Oh! Getting the man down. Oh my god.
And it's the Gold Thunder! He lost his One Game Champions and Jace was always his most iconic! And in his final game, Zayd shows why he still pulls it out!
Final push now, LNG, one last desperate hold. But they've got nothing left. And even as every other LCK team falls away, Faker stays standing. T1 stays standing. The last line of the LCK burns bright. And Busan is ahead to the semifinals.
And what a setup for semis this is! Because I had made this one in the series, but I thought this was going to be a hard-fought battle. But T1 kicked through a bunch of curveballs at LNG and just weren't able to find a consistent response.
It looks so difficult to answer T1's draft. They were on point with the draft. They were on point with the play. They may be the last remaining team from the LCK, but damn, is it a good one. This team was on fire, absolutely obliterating LNG.